Dan left a trail all over Europe wherever they travelled, and this was prophesied by Jacob.
Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan shall be a serpent by the way, an adder in the path, that biteth the horse's heels, so that his rider shall fall backwards. I have waited for thy salvation, O Lord. Wake up, children of Ireland. Your King, Jesus, awaits your return.
Remember, before the Vikings invaded Ireland, they had lands in Denmark, Sweden, but once they became Christianized, they got overthrown, and their kings, aka Black Danish or Dane kings, were gone. Same thing happened in Ireland. Once they kept going by a new god instead of the original god, whole kingdom gone.
Tribe of Dan, rise to the
And this does not only apply to the people of Ireland. You also have blacks in America with Irish surnames, and Caribbean and South America.
occasion.
The tribe of Dan.
We gotta start with the tribe of Dan, because the tribe of Dan got around, and by the end of these videos, you are gonna know how it is that every single person in modern day has a little Hebrew Israelite DNA in them. That's right, we all descend from Jacob. Simply enough.
We all do not descend from Jacob. We all might have a mix with Jacob or Israelites, but according to the Bible, you are the seed of your father. So if an Edomite mixes with an Israelite, that child is a Edomite. If a Hamite mixes with an Edomite, that child is a Hamite. You do not come from, everybody doesn't come from the seed. If everybody did, we would not have problems in the world today.
The tribe of Dan ends up in Denmark, Finland, Norway, Sweden, and then over in Japan and Ethiopia. So obviously splitting up. Which people were in Denmark, Norway, and Sweden? The Vikings. Now the tribe of Dan ends up getting kicked out of Israel in around 700 BC. And the Viking era doesn't start until around 800 AD to 1050 AD. That is plenty of time to put a little bit of the tribe of Dan embedded into all the people that were in that area. Which means that DNA ends up in the Vikings. Now, this is the area that the Vikings would conquer, make settlements, and go around raping and pillaging. So we go from this to this. And now all these people end up with a little tribe of Dan in them, and they end up spreading the seed. And it doesn't take long for this DNA to spread.
You cannot spread, okay, if you mix with a woman, can't spread no seed. You can spread DNA, but it won't last as long as someone who is of the seed mixing in with other races. So for example, if a man mixes with another woman, right? That son will carry his dad's DNA, Y chromosome. But the X chromosome is going to change for the next son. That next son will have the Y chromosome as well, the third generation. And then when the fourth generation son comes out, he's going to have that same Y chromosome as the third, second, and first. But it's going to have a different X chromosome from the last 3 generations. Because the X chromosome can't get passed down from son to son each or the same identical X chromosome from different generations can't get passed down to future generations. Only the Y chromosome can. But yes, we all, depending on your location of what she just said, can have DNA that goes back to grandmothers or grandfathers. But according to the Bible, it's all about that Y chromosome seed.
Into these areas. Now we've got.
And remember, these Holy Roman emperors and Frankish kings and dukes, dukes of England. With Europe, they raped into Israelite children to get the DNA. So, this doesn't relate to the tribe of Dan, but I'm just saying they raped into the children of Israel to get their DNA. That's why it's always going by Y chromosome, not X.
Denmark, Finland, Norway, Sweden, Japan, Ethiopia, that's where we started. We end up now with Russia, Greenland, Iceland. We know now that they have a tribe of Dan. Great Britain. Great Britain would later colonize, and a lot of the Israelites did end up in Great Britain. We've got northern France, Belgium, northern Germany, northern Spain, Portugal, northern Poland, Latvia, Lithuania, the Iberian Peninsula. We've got a pinch of northern Africa, Sardinia, southern Italy, Sicily. That whole area, apparently, tribe of Dan. And who knows what other areas the tribe of Dan ended up with. But look at this. Alright, imagine being a descendant of any of these areas. If you have roots there, you have the tribe of Dan in you. But you're going to have more than one tribe in you as well. Because all of this happens before 1000 AD. And then Spain will later colonize. England will later colonize. You'll see. I'll get into it deeper in other videos. But, hello, it's clear to see already in the first one how we all have it. Because there were 12 tribes. Just wait to see where they all went.
No, we all do have. I hate when they try to make it where it's everybody. Yes, we all are human beings. But every white person, every black person is not the same genetically. Every black person is not Israelite. You have Esau, the twin brother, who was black too. Both Jacob and Esau were black, or what you call ruddy Negroes. Every white person don't come from so-called Esau. Some white people are Israelites too. Yes, they lied to you guys. You have white Israelites. Blacks weren't the only people that went through oppression. So-called black, Israelites aren't the only people who were oppressed. You had white Israelites oppressed as well. You have whites walking around with Israelite heritage. You have Asians walking around with Israelite heritage. Arabs, Israelites were scattered after captivity, and it explains it in the Bible. So every black and white ain't the same. Had to make that clear. But yeah, all praise to the Most High, Higher, and I'm out.